Hello everyone, hope you're right. In today's video I'm going to show you the front of our new house. As you might have already known that we have moved the house, and I showed you the back garden in the last garden tour video, and this is the front of our house. So this is neighbor's garden. They have got this beautiful lovely specimen tree, and this gravel patch is our front yard. So this tree, I don't really know yet what is it, because it doesn't have any leaves or birds. Once it starts growing, then I will know better. There are two evergreen trees which are in good healthy condition, and I'm thinking to trim them in a topiary form, but it will take some time. So until then they will stay in their current form. There is another evergreen tree which has got beautiful leaves, and they have tried to maintain its shape, which I will try to keep in the same shape. There is quite a lot of empty patch where I'm thinking to put some plants. So I have got some bareroot plants to go in this gravel patch. These are £2 each from Poundland, and they are quite good deal. This is hibiscus, and this is really beautiful plant. It can grow nice and big. It likes sunny spot, and I think it will do good in this gravel pad. Here is some information about the plant, and I think it's quite beautiful plant with lots of flowers to go through the summer. And another one I have got here is weigela, which is also a nice flowering shrub, and it flowers throughout the summer. It can grow big as well, and it likes sunny spot. I'm going to put these two in this gravel patch because it gets lots of morning sun, and I think they will look beautiful. I do want a lot of interest throughout the year, like for spring, summer, and autumn and winter. So these two shrubs will go here, and I have got standard rose to go in this patch, and I have brought my peonies plant from my previous garden, and I will be planting them in this patch. Moving away from the gravel patch, we have got this grass strip which belongs to our neighbors, and here on this left side of the entrance door I have got these two containers which the previous owners left. They are beautiful concrete containers full of weeds, so I need to plant them, and I have got some plants which I bought in my recent plant haul. And this side of the patch, which is on the right side of the entrance door, here we have got gravel and this grass which is quite overgrown, and I think the previous owners tried to cut it, but it's still quite big. So I will take this out, and I will leave these two small shrubs which are evergreen but they have variegated leaves. I may move one of them in another place. I have got peonies which I brought from my last garden, and they will go in the other gravel patch. And here we have got this beautiful palm tree. It's a statement tree, and it's just next to our entry door. It looks beautiful, and I think it likes this position. This is like sun facing side, and I really like this palm tree here. It's a bit congested, but I think it will grow and will look even more beautiful. On the side of the house we have got this little patch of the gravel which runs along the wall of the house, and it's wider in the beginning but it gets narrower as it goes down. I have got some more shrubs to go in this side of the house. I have got buddliea, which is really well known for its ability to attract pollinators, butterflies. I have got forsythia, which I have been looking forward to planting for quite some time because it starts with these beautiful yellow flowers in the spring. And I have got this climbing rose, which is white climbing rose. So I'm thinking to put this white climbing rose towards the beginning of the patch so I can get a trellis on this wall, and I can train the rose up against the wall. And further down I can plant buddliea and forsythia. I have got two shrubs already in this patch. I believe this is dogwood. Looking at its beautiful bark, it is red and looks quite attractive. and further down we have got another tree which I really don't know what is it. So I have got this long narrow patch which I can plant with some alpines or like low growing ground covers. Once these trees start growing, then I will know better what they are, and then I can decide better what else I need to plant in this side of the um, patch. I do want to put a plant for every season interest, so let's see how it goes. I'm still trying to figure out the sunny areas and shady areas in my garden, so that's how I can plan which thing to put where. Roses like sun. Unfortunately, the beginning of this gravel patch is quite sunny, so I think the climbing rose will do better in this side of the patch. So first I want to plant these containers. There are some weeds in there, so I'm trying to clear the weeds out and dig the soil a little bit to see how it is. It looks good, and I refresh the soil with more compost, and that's how basically you can go with the containers. You don't have to tip the whole soil out. You can always top it up with fresh compost. And then I added a little bit of fertilizer, so the plants will have some food available to them once they start growing actively. I work the fertilizer in the soil. The compost is already nice and moist, very loose. And here is my plant which will go in this container. This is a cypress, and I will put one cypress in each container as a standard or central plant, and I'm keeping it in its pot. I have got this experience that if you want to plant these evergreens as a centerpiece, it's better to keep them in the original containers. There are holes at the bottom of the container, so the roots can grow out of the container anyway. But if you take them out of the original pot and put them in the whole container, they may compete with other plants and other plants would struggle. So I want to put this as a centerpiece. It can stay in there as long as it's happy in there, and then I will plant some primroses around the rim of the container. I have got 6 primroses, 3 to go in each container, and I really love this color. So I think it's a nice start to planting the gardening season 2023. Spring is just around the corner. This is late winter. February is going really good for us. It's nice and warm and sunny during the day, so I think the plants will be happy. So I'm really loving these containers. They have turned out really beautiful. I'm really happy that I decided to plant the spring containers, and I think I have a growing sense of ownership of this space, because until now we have been really busy setting up the house, and I have been missing my old garden a lot, and I'm thinking about all the plants which I planted there, and I think I can make this space my own now, bringing my taste to it. So I started planting in the gravel patch as well after a few days. So it's not difficult to plant in the gravel patch, and you just have to be precise with your location of the plant, because you don't want to disturb the plant again and again. If you don't like where it goes, you would have trouble moving it around. So I thought I would plant this weigela here in this sunny part of the gravel patch. I have removed the gravel, got the hole in the membrane which is laid under the gravel to keep the weeds in control, and then I dug a hole in the soil is really good and nice and loose, and I'm quite happy with the quality of soil under there. And then I'm taking this bare root out. So it's a nice way to start your plants from bare roots. They are cheap and you can do a lot of experimenting with them. If you buy grown plant in a pot, they would be expensive, and also the big pot means that you would have to dig big holes, which could be troublesome sometimes. Planting bare roots is easy. You just need to dig a little bit hole, put your root in there and cover it with the soil. I will put the gravel back in its place, water it, and let it do its job. It will take more years to grow for it to a reasonable size, but it depends if you can wait more or you can spend more. Either way, it's your choice what you want to do. I'm going with bedwoods. That's what I think is better option for me now. The weather is getting really nice and warm, and I think they will be growing really soon, and we will be seeing some growth out of them. So I have planted weigela and have already planted hibiscus, and now I'm going to plant my standard rose bush, which I have got from Tesco. And I was really lucky to have it in there because I was thinking to plant some rose standard rose bush in this patch, and they are really expensive if you get them from a garden center, but because it's just a supermarket and sometimes supermarkets get these plants which are really good deal. So I have got this standard rose bush which is pink rose, and I think it will look beautiful in this patch alongside these evergreen bushes, and it is a nice height. So I'm going to dig a hole again the same way, removing the gravel, dig a big hole, put the rose bush roots in it, and then cover it with the gravel and soil and water it afterwards. It is already showing a little bit of growth, and I don't want to delay planting it. Better to plant now so they will get some time to establish in the ground before the weather gets too warm. So and this is the best time to plant your bare roots or evergreens. So I'm done planting my standard rose bush and it's looking good. I'm quite hopeful that it will do good in this position. In front of it I have got my weigela, which will be lower than this, and on the left side I have got a hibiscus. I'm going to plant my peonies, so I thought I would share how I did it. I had these peony plants in my previous garden for 3 years, and they were quite well established now and strong. So when I dug them out from there, I wasn't really hopeful that I had done a good job digging them out, but they are showing signs of growth. The buds are coming out, and I don't want to delay planting them because I do really want to enjoy their blooms if I could this year, as I had already waited 3 years for them to grow. Peonies do take some time to establish, but once they're established, they can bloom for you for 20 years and so. So planting peonies is really easy. There are different kinds of peonies, and this one is hibiscus peony, which means you only plant them just under the ground surface, just 1 inches under the ground surface where the buds start to grow. So you don't want to plant them too deep or they will not bloom for you. You can see my peonies are already growing actively and they have got big buds on them. So I'm going to just put them in the hole so the buds are still visible above the ground, a little bit of them, and I'm not going to cover them too much. So I'm just going to put them in the place, snug them in there, put the soil and gravel around them but not above them because I don't want to damage the growing buds. So hopefully coming this spring they will be nice and healthy. I may not see the blooms this year because I had disturbed them, but let's see what happens. And I have got 3 of them to go in this gravel patch, so I'm going to plant them in staggered positions. This is the final look of my planted peony root. So I'm done planting this patch. I had put rose plant, which is standard rose bush, weigela, hibiscus, and 3 peony roots in this patch. And there are 3 mature shrubs already in there. And let's see coming the spring and summer how it goes. I do have some lavender plants to go in this patch, and I will see if I can get some pines or ground covers to go in the patch. I want to keep the gravel in here because it's the front of the house and I don't want to put the plants which will require a lot of maintenance or watering. So I want to keep it like a rockery garden, if it makes sense. And this patch needs cleaning. We have cut the grass and we need to clean it up, and we'll see what to do with it. And on the side of the house I have planted my climbing rose, and once it starts growing, then I'll get my trellis in place. And I do want to plant some clematis, hydrangea in here as well. I have planted my buddliea and forsythia. As the patch gets narrower, there is not much soil under the gravel, so I want to put the alpines or ground covers to fill this patch. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video, how the planting is going in the new growing space we have got here. Please subscribe to my channel for more gardening videos and press the bell icon so you don't miss out on any of my videos. Thank you very much for watching today. See you next time. Bye.